I just finished teaching a class and I didn't grab our present for today. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're combining, if you haven't been here before, first of all, welcome. This is Tarot for Kindness. We do tarot readings, myself, Madame Pamita, and we bring in a guest. My guest is Honoreo tonight. And we do tarot readings for $10 per card. But what we're doing really is you're going to get a twofer, because you're going to get a reading from me and a reading from Honoreo for $10 per card for the cards I do. So if you do a 3-card reading with me, I'm going to pull 3 cards, but Honoreo is going to pull some cards too. You're shuffling really loud.
Oh, I don't know. And I'm doing it all the way over here. Do you, so it's so for the, let's say 30, right? They get 6 cards. Is that how it is?
Yeah, or whatever you want to pull. If you want to pull 1 extra card or 3 extra.
Oh yeah, I can pull. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I also have an oracle deck, by the way. So I use
great! So that'll bring some. So. Yeah, exactly. Well, let me get the prize. So we are combining Tarot for Kindness with our old Magical Mystery Marketplace, the best of both worlds. So you can join us here. We're going to do tarot readings. That's really fun. But we are also giving away a coupon for a specific category at the Parlor of Wonders website. It's a flash sale. So you can use the code SNOWFALL for 15% off the winter holiday spell supplies category. So you can go over, there's the link to that winter spells, holiday spells category. Winter holiday spell supplies category, and you can get anything on there. And if you use the code SNOWFALL today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, you can use that 15% off. If you are in the Coven members get 20% off, and your Coven members, your discount code lasts until Saturday. So your code lasts longer. You get a bit of a bump. If you are not, if you're like, wait, what's this Coven? What is this exclusive group, Madame Pamita? You can join. All you have to do is go to coven.vip and you can find, this is my Patreon. And at the Good Witch level and higher, you get the discount. So you can't be a basic witch. You have to be a Good Witch and higher. There's different levels of the Patreon, and you get all kinds of goodies, all kinds of extras. So I hope you will join me over at the Coven and get that extra special. If you can even join right now, honestly, and you will see in the feed the discount code. So you can join, get the discount code, and get an extra 5% off. All right. Also, we're going to do a giveaway, and I have to grab that giveaway thing. So hold on a second while I grab it, and then I'll talk to you about the giveaway and how you can win something for free. So hold on. Okay, back. So what we were doing with the old version of the Magical Mystery Marketplace is we were taking one of the featured items and giving away. Now we're going to just give away something cool. I just decided, okay, we're going to give away something cool. So today we are giving away this. This book is called Sacred Crystals. It's a hardcover book. It's your guide to 50 crystals and how to harness their power for healing and well-being. Let me I'll tell you about it. Crystals radiate a forceful healing power. Learn how to harness their beneficial magic and discover what each stone is capable of. Whether you carry a crystal around with you or sleep with one next to your pillow, whether you sit with stones, feeling their benevolent presence, or follow ancient chakra practice and place stones directly on your body, or wear jewelry. Let's talk about that. They never mention jewelry when they talk about crystals, and that's like the most convenient way to use crystals. Whatever way you use crystals, this book unlocks their secrets and lets you realize their amazing powers. Okay, so it's a hardcover book. We have it in the shop. It's full color on the inside. Look at that. Gorgeous. Shows you the stone. I mean, there's nothing like being able to see that stone and see it up close so that you can know and recognize it, right? So these beautiful, beautiful stones and all of their meaning. Look at peacock ore. Oh my gosh, amazing. Kelly's obsessed with Peacock. Our Kelly at Miss Kelly's obsessed with Peacock. She always talks about it. Anyway, this book is by Sterling Ethos. I want to thank them for giving us this copy to give away. So this is a gorgeous, brand new, beautiful hardcover book about crystals. Now, how do you win this? Anybody who makes a purchase in the category of winter holiday spells while we are doing our live thing here and uses the discount code Snowfall or the discount for the Coven, you are entered to win. If you are a Coven member, you get 2 entries. Just for being a Coven member, you get an extra entry. So at the end of our time here today, which may be an hour, hour and a half, depending on how many readings we do, we will be giving away 1 book to somebody who makes a purchase during this time. So there you go. We're doing tarot readings for Fundraiser, and we are doing a flash sale. And the flash sale, you get the book if you order during our flash sale time. All right. So let's talk about the readings and the donations for the readings. So as you know, my friend Ivan Sabotin, he and his family and his group collect raise money to feed seniors in Ukraine. These seniors are in their 70s, 80s, 90s. They're definitely, a lot of them are disabled. They can't leave their apartment. They can't go, hunting for food. Hunting around for food. Sometimes he comes and delivers food and they are like completely empty, nothing in the cupboard, nothing in the fridge. So he is a real lifeline to these people to prevent starvation while there is a war going on. These people are struggling to survive during this time while there's this horrific invasion. So we can make a difference. $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks. So you can feed a senior for 2 weeks by getting a 4-card reading. But you can get a reading of any amount, $10 per card. So you can get a 1-card reading, 2-card reading, 5, 10, 20, whatever you want to donate. And we'll do a reading live, and you'll get bonus cards from my fabulous friend Honoreo, who's an amazing reader. So there you go. All right. Oh, Stephanie, hi. Great to see you. So if you want a reading, John Paul's here. Hi, Aunt Pam. Hi, John Paul. Great to see you. Oh, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. So if you want to make a donation, you can make your donation on Venmo, or I'm having a real hard time talking today. Venmo or PayPal. You can also, I think Venmo and PayPal, and that's it, right? Venmo and PayPal. I think that's it. So you can do it there. Oh, that's right. And Super Chat. I forgot. Super Chat. Thank you, Lovewitch. Super Chat. I knew there was another one. So I'm losing my marbles, you guys. I'm telling you. So Super Chat is, if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see a little $ below that Super Chat, and you can make a donation there. If you are any place on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, you can make a donation through Venmo or PayPal. And we put the QR codes to make it easy for you. You can make that $10 donation. 100% of your donation is going to go to feed those seniors. I cover the cost of the they take a percentage. So I cover that percentage cost. So 100% of your $20, your $10 is going to go. You can have a 1-card reading for $10, 2-card reading for $20, 3-card reading for $30, 5-card reading for $50, whatever you want. But you're getting this amazing reading and you're making a donation to help seniors in Ukraine. All right, Billy's having a reading. Thank you, Billy. Thank you. All right, I'm going to jot Billy, why don't you, and then you put your questions in. There you go, just like Billy did. Billy, you're our example. So Billy made a donation and then sent PayPal for 3 cards, general reading, what to look out for this month. Okay, great. All right, so let's do that. And Billy, also let's make sure that everybody follows, it's now called Subotin Harbor, which is the place where you'll get a thank you from the Subotin family about making the donation on Facebook. So add Subotin Harbor on Facebook and you'll get those notifications and you'll see who you helped. Because the minute we send the money, it's Monday morning there in Ukraine. Yvonne goes out and buys the groceries and delivers those groceries today. So this will happen in 12 hours, if you make the donation now. And you can see the actual seniors that you helped. So by going to Subotin Harbor. So please be sure to follow Subotin Harbor, befriend Subotin Harbor so that Yvonne and crew can thank you. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look for the month ahead for Billy. Of course, I'm doing a reading. Who comes around? Who's here? Who's here? She's looking up, Honorea knows. In her past life, she was a mambo. She's always checking up on my magic and critiquing. Everybody's a critic. Even your cat's a critic, right? All right, let's see what we've got for Billy. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Something to watch out for and something to take an opportunity. First of all, I want to talk about the devil card showing up. This is, you know what? I am not surprised this card shows up for, it should probably show up for everybody around this time of year if they're asking for what's happening. The devil card can be about overindulgence, right? Too many sweets, too much rich food, too much drinking, too much partying, something like that. So there's a warning for you, Billy, just to make sure that you're keeping everything in balance, that you're not indulging all of your appetites, and so this season it's very easy to slip into that, right? Maybe there's something, I'm guessing, Billy, there's some kind of goal that you're trying to reach, maybe even a health goal, and for the month of December you might be tempted to throw it out the window for the month. But the devil card is saying don't do that. So if you have certain goals with your diet or exercise or things like that, I think you have to pay extra attention to those and to keeping those on track. It doesn't mean that, let's say you're trying to cut out sugar, that you can have no sugar for the month of December. That's not what I'm saying. It's about balance. So this is about bringing in like that. Don't succumb to the temptation. If you want to have a sweet treat or you want to have a glass of wine or eggnog or something like that, then go ahead, but don't go, oh, I've ruined everything with my diet, so now I'm just not even going to do my diet. I know that can be, I don't know if that's a problem for you. That's a problem for me. I'm speaking from my own experience. Do you do that, Honoreo? Yeah, it's like,
especially when you bring all those chocolates to the shop.
I gave him a really big advent calendar with chocolates.
You think I'm a piñata? You keep filling me with candy,
So it's very easy, like, oh, I'm going to eat really healthy, right? I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to do all the right things. And then Christmas comes and we go, forget it. I've already blown it. I've already had a piece of cake. So I'm just going to, that's what this is about. Not about having the piece of cake, but about the idea that we just then throw everything out the window and start all over again. So you'll know what it is, Billy, for you, whatever that is. It's like you're trying to keep on top of something and to reach a certain goal. And the tendency is to just let everything go during this time of year. Then you want to make sure you enjoy yourself, but also keep on track, have that piece of cake, but then, get back on track eating your kale the next day. All right. We also have for you this year, this is wonderful, 7 of Wands. It's like whatever goal you want to conquer. That's why I say this two right next to each other. I'm like, oh, there's a goal in mind. So rather than, give in to like your appetites, you want to keep on track of that goal, because 7 of Wands is about reaching the top of the mountain. It may be competitive, it may be difficult, it may be challenging in some way, but it's not that you can't do it or you can't meet the challenge or the challenge crushes you. That's not what this is about. This is about the idea of like, yeah, I can get there, and I'm going to actually enjoy the process of getting there and feel proud of myself and what I've accomplished in getting there. So I feel like that's also for this month. So not to lose sight of your goals and to keep, those temptations a little at bay. Lastly, we see the High Priestess. High Priestess energy is about spirituality, deeply about spirituality, divination. It's also like I think it's a very seasonal card. It's really kind of that time of year. She's kind of going within, she's looking within, she's keeping her own counsel. She's, sharing her wisdom in a limited way with others, but really doing it for herself. And so I think that this time of year is about your own personal spiritual goals as well. What is it that you would like to bring in? What is it? Maybe it's more divination. I know what it is. It's the dream work you were talking about, like doing that dream work. So this is really good for focusing on that. This is really good for doing that kind of work where you're doing some deep personal spiritual work. And it really supports that. So I see you achieving goals. I see you getting deeper in your spirituality. And you just have to avoid that temptation to just throw everything out and, succumb to your appetites, I would say. What do you have on a rail?
So it's interesting because I am using the Intuition Oracle by Amy Cerner and Monty Faber, which is
Oh, I love
amazing.
that.
I'm just plugging it in because they're super nice people, and I love them, and you
It's a
love them
beautiful
too.
deck. I have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
deck too, and it's
yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
But it's interesting that you talked about her card. This card has an affirmation in the back and then the image in the front, and the affirmation says that the title of the card is "The Future," and the affirmation says, "I plan for the future with respect for the unexpected." So it is very interesting because it really goes with your read. Keeping your plans in mind, but also kind of like taking a look at what not go the way that you expect it to go, and be ready for that as well. I always have a plan B. And if you see the image closely, sorry for the light, for the ring light or whatever, you can see there's like a veil, or also similar to that one of the high priestess, and she's carrying something. So there is something definitely that you will be kind of like either drawing your attention to this month, or focusing on learning that is going to be rewarding for you for a longer time than you expect it to be. I hope that makes sense the way I explained it.
Yeah, I think that's that deep spiritual wisdom and deep spiritual learning. But it's like, this is I kind of think of, both the high priestess, the hermit, and the hierophant all have an element of learning and education. Hierophant is like I'm reading a book, or somebody's telling me, or I'm going and taking a class. Hermit card to me is about, I'm going to study on my own. I don't need anybody else. I'm going to study, I'm going to read a book, in other words, or I'm going to research on my own. That's a great part of the hermit. But high priestess is more like experiential, I think, of those three. Her wisdom comes from, she already has everything she needs to understand. So now it's like, I would say, applying it to life. That's her energy that I pick up. So it's like, earlier Billy's talking about dream work, doing dream work. And so this is like about bringing in, like, okay, I'm going to do my own work and working with my dreams. Or like, maybe it could be not for you necessarily, Billy, but like for somebody else, it could be like, I'm going to go be out in nature and I'm going to learn from nature, or I'm going to meditate. It's like this more experiential thing. That's what I think of with her. Even though she has, the scroll of the Torah and everything like that, I feel like she's already mastered it. So it's about that now, the application of that learning in some way. I love that. Beautiful. Yeah, plan for the future. I think it's like, adapt, right? This can be about that too. This combination can be about that. Yeah, reach the goal, but as you go, you might get pulled off track.
Some resistance, to overcome some resistance there to what it's really,
Yeah,
maybe self-imposed also,
Right. Or perfectionism. it could be that. Anything that's like stopping you from moving forward, you have to check where it's coming from. I think, and that will
100%.
help. Yeah. Yeah. Great. I love that card. I love that you're using that deck. All right. Next, we have, thank you so much, Billy. By the way, you're feeding 75% of a senior for 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Love Witch. Love Witch. You did not. Love Witch is typing it. John Paul. John Paul has 20. Thank you so much, John Paul. 2-card reading. Wonderful. You're going to get 2 cards plus. Plus, Honoreo is going to pull a card too. Oh, no. Oh, so John Paul says a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. 2 of my grannies. So John Paul takes care of seniors. 2 of my grannies passed away. One is in the hospital. My oven went out. Oh, what does my outlook show with everything going on? Oh, what a tough time. That's hard. If you work with seniors, and they're so cute and you fall in love with them and they're funny and then they come to the end of their life. It's hard. Oh, that's hard. All right, let's take a look. Let's see, your oven went out. That's no good. Well, I hope a cute repair guy came to fix it. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. It's really, I have a friend that does, she does art therapy for seniors in, these senior facilities. She does art therapy for them. And she, built up all these wonderful relationships. And then COVID hit and it was like devastating. One of the places where she worked was just like in the beginning of COVID had like a huge sweep that went through it. It was in the news, even in the LA Times, they accepted a patient that had COVID and everybody got it. And this was a time we had no vaccine. We didn't even know, no medicine, not proper medicines to deal with it and all of that. So she didn't want to go back and work for a long time, but now she's back. But it was too heartbreaking, So my heart is with you, John Paul. That's really tough. All right. Yeah. It's hard when you love, you open up your heart to be vulnerable to pain as well. It's not good not to love, to avoid the pain, but this is the experience of life, right? Oh, I gotta love this. First card that came up is King of Wands. King of Wands, fire, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, optimism. I feel like this month, just following your passions, this is like something I say to you over and over again, John Paul. It's like, follow those passions. I mean, it's really good advice for anybody, honestly. It's like, if you want to be happy and you want to find purpose in life too, I mean, that's really important for us, right? Listen to what your heart is saying, where your passions are, what excites you, what makes you feel like you want to jump out of bed and do this thing, right? To look for that passion and that excitement in your life. And if you don't have that in your life right now, which would be understandable because of this loss and you're maybe feeling down, your cat was just sick, your oven isn't working, and it's easy to just want to crawl into bed and pull the covers up over your head. It's okay to do that, but you don't want to stay in the bed with the covers pulled up over your head. Give yourself that little regrouping time and then ask yourself, what gets me excited? Now, if you don't know, I mean, I've had clients have come to me and they're like, I don't even know what gets me excited anymore. Then I will task you with something, which is to be a joy hunter, not hunting an animal, like a treasure hunter, right? What does a treasure hunter do? Goes around looking for the treasure, gets the pirate map out or the map or the key or the clues or whatever, and goes out and looks for the treasure. They take their little metal detector and they go out there and they try and find it, or they go diving or they go digging or they do whatever. I'm going to challenge you to be a joy hunter. The King of Wands is a joy hunter. He knows his passions. He loves his passions. He pursues his passions. He feels empowered to pursue those passions. So if you know what makes you happy, I want you to make a list of the things that give you that joie de vivre, give you that spark, give you that excitement. And I want you to take part in those things this month, right? What is it? Is it going to a wine tasting? Is it going to an art class? Is it going to learn a new skill? Is it going to a social event? What is going to make you feel excited about the day? Do that thing. Do it at least once this month. If you can do it once a week, even better, where you pursue something. Yeah. I see a message coming up. No, I guess not. Next card is the Fool card. If you do this, you're going to get this. If you pursue those passions, if you pursue the things that bring you joy and vitality, if you hunt for those things that give you joy and vitality, you're going to get this. And by the way, those of you who are listening, If you don't know what brings you joy and vitality, go to the library, go to the nonfiction section, and look at all the books from 000 to 999. Look for the topics that are of interest to you. If you go through, I mean, it's pretty much every topic in the world. If you go through there and you're like, wow, plants, the section on plants is fascinating to me. That's the key to the thing that's going to bring you your passion. Go to the library, go to a bookstore. I like going to a physical location because the internet's too big and you can get too lost in the internet. I want you to go to a physical location and look at the books and see which ones bring you happiness. See the topics that bring you happiness or the topics that are of interest, because that's a clue as to what's going to bring you happiness, right? The things that are interesting to you. What you're going to get in this month is a lovely, fresh new beginning, feeling light, not feeling weighed down. My gosh, the look at the backpack that the Fool is carrying. It's like a little tiny backpack, not carrying heavy baggage from this week or this month or all the things that have gone on, but really have a fresh new start, like an openness. Approach life with that openness. The Fool trusts that all is going to be well. And that's what we all should be striving to do. Is the Fool card is so pivotal in the tarot. It's probably the most important card in the tarot. And it's saying to you, open up, be innocent, trust, and all will be well. Whatever's happening in this moment is not going to be this way forever. Yes, you're going to miss your sweet friends. There's no doubt about that. And we have to grieve that. And we have to allow ourselves to grieve that. But that's not how you're going to feel forever. Really, it's not how you're going to feel forever. Think about times in the past when you were grieving something and now you feel maybe good memories about that thing or that person, right? John Paul says, before all this happened, I've been really into tea tasting. I love trying different Earl Grey teas, green teas, breakfast teas. What a wonderful hobby and a passion. Oh my gosh, learning about teas, talking to people, finding a club where you drink tea. My gosh, that would be amazing. Even online clubs can be a lot of fun, even if you're not doing it in person. So it might be a little too cold to get out or, tough to get out at certain times of day, but find places online where you can be social about the topics that you're interested in, even if you can't be in person. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to do that. Wonderful thing to do. But I do feel like there's this energy of freshness. And I think that what you're feeling right now, you're not going to, it's going to get easier and it's going to get better. Like my parents passed and I was so incredibly sad when they passed. Now I can look back and miss them for sure. I miss them, but I look back and I'm not in that deep grief that I was back then when it happened. So I think about those things, whatever you're feeling right now, feel it so that you can move through it. And then you'll come out to this place of like freshness, passionate, positive. All right. What do you have for John Paul?
So it's interesting that you're talking about, one of the things before I show both your cards are facing the same direction, which means that even though to me, I look at it as, even though you might feel like things are as they are right now, you will be able to move on quicker than you think. So that's a good, very hopeful combination of cards for me. And then I got this card, which is called The Past. And it says, and the affirmation is, I shine awareness and compassion on my past. So two things I got from getting this card is, number one, is like I get the feeling of you maybe feeling a little bit like what we call survivor's guilt, or like, I keep here and then people pass away and things like that, and it's not that that's the case, but you feel a little bit guilty that we're still here, so it's kind of like forgiving yourself in a way, like letting the past go, making peace with the past in that sense. I also feel that it's like, don't feel, I wouldn't say guilty, but don't feel responsible for things that happen. It's life, and as Pam, you have to kind of like grieve it and be able to process it. It's not something that will go away tomorrow, But I also see here that little angel here. It's looking at this little other angel, and I think the love witch was mentioning kind of like seeing people that pass that are loved ones as guiding forces, as spirits that we can reach and talk to and honor, you know. So if you practice, I don't know what your religious practices, but you can definitely light a candle and for a prayer or a thought.
He's Catholic witch.
Oh, there you go. So offer, you know, burn a candle, offer a prayer, you know, for the elevation of those spirits, which is also a very
So
common
good.
Catholic practice, and it's very good in general. And you can and sit with them, you know. It's like they're just they're still here, but you know, in a different form, as I like to think of. You know, but I know it's hard. Mine goes out to you, and I hope you find healing soon.
Yeah. I think, you know, what we want to remember is that when we have an emotion that's an uncomfortable emotion, or maybe emotion that we are not like, emotion like grief or sadness or anger, rage, disappointment, those are not emotions that we desire. We don't invite those into our life, that's for sure. But we are, you know, supposed, you're so welcome, John Paul. Um, we're supposed to not stay stuck in those emotions. We're supposed to move through those emotions, right? So I don't think it's not as if grief, we're not, don't cry. That's not good, because that means you're just shoving it down and it's staying with you. You're meant to cry. You're meant to have your emotions. Allow those emotions to come up. If you're feeling any emotion, allow it to come through you, but imagine it like washing over you, right? So you're having, cry as deeply and sob and have snot bubbles coming out of your nose. Do what you have to do. So that's how I cry when I'm really crying. But have that cry, and then what happens is after you have that cry, you actually feel a sense of relief. Tears release stress hormones. So if you're feeling stressed and sad about something, if you cry, it actually is healing for you to cry. So have your emotions and allow those emotions to come through you. Don't push them down. Don't shove them down. Don't say, I'm not going to think about this now, or I'm not going to feel this now. Allow it to happen so that it can move through. The same thing with rage. If we have we're in a real rage, sometimes it feels good to hit a pillow or break something or do something. And then it's like it releases it, right? So, you know, they have those places where you can break
Well, you can
things, you
go and
pay
break
for an
shit,
hour.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I think those places are brilliant and great, because if you are feeling super ragey, it's like, how do we move this energy? What doesn't help is to keep the rage, or to keep the sadness, or to keep the grief, because that just means it's going to be eating away at you. So I always think when I have those undesirable emotions, I want to move through that emotion. Let it activate you in some way. Let it, like, oh, well, okay, what can I do if I'm feeling grief because I miss my friends? What can I do? I can light a candle for their safe passage into the afterlife, right? I can set up a little altar and put their pictures up there. I can do so many things. There's so many things. Like my brother, when my brother passed, I made a little altar for him for 40 days. I just kept him on my altar for 40 days so that his soul would pass into the afterlife with ease, you know? So that's what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
it's
remember
that.
them, talk about them, tell stories about them, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what you were saying, it reminds me of that movie, the Disney movie Inside Out, which is about emotions, and it's just such a beautiful way of explaining it. They do a great job of, like, when you try to keep things together for fear of things falling apart, they will fall apart. so so you have to kind of like let yourself feel, you know, all the feels. So
Yeah. And
it's a great movie
remember
to
that, like,
cry, by the way. A great movie to cry, but to
I haven't
release.
seen it.
It's a
Yeah.
great movie. So yeah.
Um, I haven't, you know, I also think that idea of like remembering that the way you feel now is not how you're going to feel forever. So the rawness of it, the pain of it, the deep grief that you're feeling is not how you're going to feel about it ever forever. And, if you move through it, you're going to get to that place where you can actually remember the fun times that you had with that person. You can commune with their spirit, and you can have sweet memories more than the deep grief. And that is what we aim for. That's what we aim for. Yeah. All righty. Wonderful reading. I love that card, Honoreo. Thank you so much for that. All right. Next we have
Hermit.
Airmid. Thank you so much. Where is the best place to place my focus this month? All right. Let's see. Thank you so much for your donations. Don't forget to, you guys, don't forget we have a sale going on if you've just popped in. A flash sale, 15% off of all winter holiday spell supplies. Use the QR code and use the coupon code Snowfall. And if you want a reading, we're doing readings, $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds goes to feed seniors in Ukraine. So I want to say thank you to Billy, to John Paul, to Airmed for making those donations and keeping those seniors going. Ooh, I like this. All right. The first card that I have for you, Airmed, is the Seven of Swords. So Six of Swords, not seven. Six of Swords. Numbers and me, man. I'm whatever number dyslexia there is, that's me.
Number impaired.
Number impaired, big time. Numbers do a number on me. All right, so Six of Swords is about moving. I always think of this card as like untie your boat from the dock so you can get over to the other side, right? So in your situation, I feel like whatever's going on, there's some attachments that you still have that may be holding you back, right? There's something you're attached to that feels safe. It's not that it's a bad attachment, but it could be a conceptual attachment. It could be a physical thing. It could be whatever. But there's an attachment that you have. You probably know that you need to let it go and you need to let yourself move with freedom, right? That's what I get from like the swords being involved in this card. Think about it. Anything could be in this card. It could be wands, it could be cups, it could be anything, but she chose swords for this card. And I think of the swords and the cutting energy and the clarity of the swords and the air element. And so when I see Six of Swords, sometimes when I see Six of Swords, and in your case in particular, I see it's like, oh, this feels comfortable over here, but I know it's not serving me anymore. Sometimes people get this when there's like maybe a friendship that is, you're hanging on, but it's holding you back in some way, or a relationship holding you back. I'm not saying that that's for you, Airman, at all. But what I'm saying is there's something, maybe it's an old concept, maybe it's an old idea, but it's kind of preventing you from moving forward, right? For me, if this were my card in my situation as an example, I overcommit. Overcommitting is a real problem for me. I say yes to everything because I love everything and I want to be involved in it. But at some point, you got to say no. So, for example, I put my podcast on hold right now because I can't deal with it right now because I've got some other things going on in my life. So I put it on hold. So that was a way of detaching from that. I may go back to it. I may never go back to it. But I had to let that thing go so that I could move forward. So I think there's something in your sphere that may have served its purpose at one time, but now it's kind of holding you back time-wise, energy-wise, energetically. And so it's time to like untie the boat from the dock and go on your way. What you're doing is moving from rough waters into smooth waters, which is getting you to that other place, but also making the ride a lot more comfortable. So if you're staying in the choppy waters, time to detach from that. Could be detaching from drama or anything. Second card that I have for you is the Magician card. This is about manifesting. So I think these two really go hand in hand. You need to do a little cleanup, a little clearing of something, and then you can get into full magician mode of manifesting exactly what it is that you want. So that's the question to ask yourself. What is blocking me from doing full on manifestations? What is blocking me from harnessing my own magic within? Airmed, you are a great magician. It's not like you're beginning, you're experienced, you're really experienced. So what is it that is preventing you? Is it time? Is it energy? Is it having a place to do magic? I mean, what is it? But there's something that needs to be dealt with before we can access this. And that thing, it's time to deal with it right now. Does that make sense to you? Go ahead and put that in the chat. And then Honorea is going to pull a card for you.
That is so funny because I was pulling a card and then one fell out for last. But this one, look, freedom has been a key. This card is called the Independent. And it says, I am aware of my inner dialogue and directed by positive imagery. So one of the things this card in particular is, and as you can see, this kind of fairy being has like two things in there, kind of like trying to blow from, I guess, like from two different things. So it's kind of like making up your mind in a way, or kind of like directing it. Like, it's not that you can't do things at once. Like, I mean, the whole idea of our society of multitasking is kind of wrong, because it really lets us start a lot of things but not finish, you know? So kind of like focusing in, owning in on one thing that you want to do, you know? And if you have a list of things that you want to do, but have a sense of hierarchy or priority list. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do in 2 weeks or in 2 months. This is what I'm going to do next year. And you will see that you're going to be able to focus in what it is that you want to do, instead of trying to do many different things, which the source can also, in my view, can be like different things in your mind too, you know, like now that I think about it, the way Pam was talking about it. But the interesting thing is that the card that jumped out is called the Manifester, which is kind of like the magician. Right? And it says, I am manifesting what I see in my mind's eye. So what, yeah, she says, I know exactly what you're talking about. So definitely, well, obviously, you know, but you pay for the reading too. so it's like a great double confirmation here, that you just have to focus on what it is that you want to do. Focus on, I guess, like a structure. And as I would say, helpful for me, like making a list of the things that I want to get done, but like, and give yourself dates, but don't try to do everything at once, because it's going to overwhelm you. You're probably not going to get it done, and then you start doubting yourself, which is what I feel. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think, you know, it's also like that, if you're already in the thick of it, you know what I mean? Like if you've already overwhelmed yourself with too many things, then look at like what's holding you back. Like maybe that also can show up. Like if you are already in the middle of it, you have to prioritize that thing, make a to-do list, you know, would be great. And then prioritize. But it's really about disconnecting from something that's holding you back from that manifesting, I think, you know, really. Yeah. Those are good cards.
Yeah, and it's just funny because you pull the magician and that manifester like just jumps. So that's why I love using this oracle with tarot, because it's really
so fun.
Like the last hit on the nail, you know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. So if you are here and you want a tarot reading, we're doing tarot readings for $10 per card. I'm Madam Pamita. This is my friend and colleague Honoreo, and we're doing tarot readings for $10 per card. All 100% of the money goes toward feeding seniors in Ukraine who have no food in their house. These are people, disabled people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s who can't get out, can't get a job, can't work because they're disabled and 90 years old. So they're relying on the Subotin Harbor to bring food for them. So that's what we're doing. We're raising money for that. We hope to raise, well, right now we've got 1 3/4. I'd like to at least get 3. So if you want to get a reading, $10 per card, $40 feeds a senior. If we get $10 more, we'll be feeding 2 seniors. If we get $50 more, we'll feed 3 seniors. That's what I'd really like to achieve today. So hopefully you guys can help along with that. You can make your donation through Venmo or PayPal or through Super Chat if you're on YouTube. What we're also doing here today is having a little sale, a little flash sale. That's to entice you in, right? To get you in here. Our flash sale is on all of the, I'm going to show it. You use the code, I didn't remember the code, that's why. Use the code Snowfall and you get 15% off on winter holiday spell supplies. The winter holiday spell supply category is pretty awesome. Airmed, that's where you're going to find your pyramid candle, by the way. That's where you get your discount. And if you're Coven member, you get 20% off. You have a special code. So if you would like to be a part of the Coven, just go to coven.vip and join, and you'll get a 20% off coupon if you're at the Good
And
Witch Club or higher.
she is
Yeah.
a Coven member now too. So.
That's why I say that. Yeah, that's why I say she can get 20% off that pyramid candle. So now's the time to buy your candles. We've got a great selection of candles in there. Some of which are depicted here. I didn't get a chance to fix it. Buchanan, I was going to add some candles and I didn't get a chance to. I was too busy. But anyway, we've got star candles, we've got angel candles, we've got candles with all kinds of religious figures and all kinds of cool things. So you can get those special candles for your holiday spells. Why not? I don't even know if Krampus candles probably in there too. And if you would like a reading, you can make a donation on Facebook. No, Facebook. You can make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. Oh God, I've been working pretty much every day, except for one day I went to Knott's Berry Farm. That's it. My brain is fried. All right, you guys. So, hey, Honorea, what are you up to these days? While we're waiting for somebody to make a donation. Oh, and if you, by the way, sorry, if you buy something, I didn't really do that very well. If you buy something using the code Snowfall or the Coven code right now, while we're here live, you are in the running for this. If you are regular person that's using the code Snowfall, you get a ticket, a chance to win this book, Sacred Crystals, hardcover, beautiful, full color, beautiful illustrated book. If you want to get into crystal magic, it's a really gorgeous book. I mean, they do a great job. Hardcover,
especially
beautiful
like
book.
those easy reference, and like coffee table book also. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really gorgeous book. I mean, you could just like look at it, pick it up, and enjoy reading it. But let me read you a little something. Peacock Ore, since for Miss Kelly, wherever you want to go. Peacock Ore enhances.
That's my stripper name.
Peacock Ore enhances creative expression by increasing innovation. It talks about the chakra placement, the appearance, the healing that it can do, the spirit guide that goes along with it, which birthstone, which birth month it goes with. It's August. No wonder she August Leo. Peacock Ore encourages optimism and silences unwanted, undesirable thoughts. That's a great quality. It removes energetic and emotional blocks. Metaphysically, it represents the union of beauty and power, a balance of male and female polarities. It is magical, bringing unexpected sudden change and serendipity. It allows us to be flexible in our thought processes and stops us from getting into a rut, allowing a free-flowing emotional experience. It stimulates the nervous system and is used to supplement the life force, which can stop mental fog. That's what I need. It can be used to ground and protect our energies, which keep us from feeling spaced out after mental exertion. It helps us to accomplish challenging tasks with ease. And then I love these close-up pictures that give you a real sense of what it looks like so that when you can identify it, So
this
beautiful
Kelly, but you need Peacock Ore.
I know, I need it. Maybe that's why she's suggesting it for me.
You need a helmet. Peacock Ore. Peacock Ore.
I think she's suggesting it to me. Maybe that's it. Anyway, we have this book for sale at the Parlor of Wonders, but you can get a free copy by purchasing during the sale. The flash sale right now while we're doing live streaming. You can get that book for free. If you're in the Coven, you get 2 entries. If you're anybody else, you get 1 entry. Which says I'm cracking up so hard over here.
I wanted to say real quick that now I'm offering a new service on the website, which is the weekly money and prosperity spell service. Which happens every Thursday, and you can get it if you want more prosperity, abundance in your life, and many different things. It's very helpful, and it's weekly. You can do 1 week, you can do every week, etc. And you have to order it, I think, by Wednesday midnight. to be in for that Thursday. So similar to Love, which also has one for Fridays for love. So we added one for money. So hopefully people will be getting their extra magic booster. So someone scanned the code.
Yeah. So listen, what this means is that if you want a spell done for you, at a reasonable price, that's why we have the group spell service. So if you want to have spells done for you over and over again, it can get very pricey if you have like a custom spell done for you over and over again. But we wanted to make it accessible to everyone. So we offer the group spell service so that you can get those spells done often if you feel. And why would you have someone do it for you? Well, let's talk about that. Really, why would you want to have someone do a spell for you? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Number one, maybe you can't do it in your home because you have people that are like, what are you doing there? And criticizing you or bringing some negative energy. That can be a great reason for doing a spell, is that you don't want anyone to know that you're doing a spell, so you can have someone else do it for you. Maybe you're new to spell work and you're not sure if you're doing it right and you just want someone else to do it. I think of it being like, changing the oil in my car. I know how to change the oil in my car. I used to know how. I don't know if I could do it nowadays, but when I was in my 20s, I knew how to do it. But it's like, I'd rather just pay somebody to do it, right? Because they know what they're doing. They've got all the equipment. They got all the tools. They'll do it. And then I can go on my merry way. So I think of it, that as another reason you might want to have someone do a spell for you. You're not sure, you're not confident in your own spell casting. You want someone else to do it. Also, I think this is the most important thing to remember. With spell work, the thing is that you want to be super clear about your intention. If you yourself are feeling like, I want it, but what if I can't have it? I want it, but oh my God, I'm not deserving. It's probably not good for you to be doing spell work in that state of mind. A spell caster, me, Honoreo, the Love Witch, Miss Kelly, B, any of the spellcasters here, we don't have any skin in the game. So if what you want is you want this thing and you're feeling a little nervous about it, we can do a spell because we are going, of course, you deserve to have that thing. Let's do it for this thing. And we don't have any judgment about the intention of your spell. So guess what? Your spell's going to fly because we're not holding it back by going, is it going to work? Is it going to happen? What if it doesn't happen? Am I deserving of it? We don't have any of those emotions about it. That's another reason why you might want to have a spell done for you. So there's lots of reasons. I love teaching people how to do your own spell work. Mm-hmm. But there's times, even for me, I'm too emotional and too fearful about a thing. I want someone else to do a spell for me.
Yeah, I compare it to kind of like reading your own cards. Like sometimes you're just too invested in whatever it is, emotionally invested, you're drained, and you want to be in the right mindset for anything that you're going to do. It's like you wouldn't drive under the influence of alcohol, right? Hopefully, or so it's like if you're depressed or whatever, you want somebody else that's not depressed to help you through, right? So I like to see it like that, and it's really helpful. I love doing it. Also, that's another reason we love doing magic. We love we know that it works. We know that it works because we live by so yeah, it's a thing. It's a little thing we do. And you might be doing your own magic, and you want also some support. And that this is kind of like the idea of like not just that a coven is only for magic, right? A coven is also has many different purposes, but one of them is creating a group mindset, right? Similar to like what is the name of the group thing?
Group spell service?
No, like a mind.
Mastermind.
Mastermind, yeah, similar to a mastermind group. When you have people together trying to bring a particular, sharing similar views to bring a particular outcome, it really helps. It really works. So
yeah,
I'm like thinking,
absolutely.
what's the name that I'm looking for?
Yeah, exactly. So what we're doing here is Tarot for Kindness. We're doing a tarot reading fundraiser for seniors in Ukraine. This is to buy groceries for seniors in Ukraine. $40 buy 2 weeks of groceries for a senior who has nothing, no food. I mean, literally. Sometimes they deliver this food and they don't have not one crumb of food in the house. because they have to spend their money on medicine or heat now, with the winter coming. And so they have to make that horrible, hard decision. And so Subotin Harbor is coming through and bringing groceries once a month, 2 weeks worth of groceries once a month to these seniors. That's the goal. So as you can imagine, with all that's going on in the world, the elections, the war in Palestine, all of the things that are going on in the world, Ukraine is not on the map anymore, right? Nobody's looking at news in Ukraine, but that war is still going on. They're still bombing civilian targets. They're still bombing these places where these seniors are. Some of them are Zaporizhia, where there's bombing all the time, or Kyiv, where there's bombing all the time. And so this is like, not only imagine having the stress of like being bombed, but also wondering if you're going to be able to eat. This is unimaginable. And so we have an opportunity here to make a difference in these seniors' lives. And if you want to see the seniors that you help, all you have to do is go to, let me see, I'm going to find it. To Subotin Harbor. Oh, you're so good. Thank you, Love Witch. Follow Subotin Harbor on Facebook. You can make donations directly to Yvonne too, but we wanted to do something special, give you a reading in exchange for your donation. So we're doing a reading, $10 per card. And you can ask any question. You can get a general reading. You can do whatever it is that you want, but then you can have this opportunity to help these beautiful seniors who could just are starving, literally starving. And we can make a difference. You can stop someone from starving. That's profound. That's someone on the other side of the world, Amazing, right? So make a donation through PayPal, Venmo, or you can put it in Super Chat if you're on YouTube, and you can make a donation and we can help feed these seniors. All right. So what else is going on? Oh, Honoreo, you have to tell everybody about your back doing your we're booked. Book them, Dano.
Oh, yes. Sorry, you're caught me off guard. I was like, you're shuffling my card. So so if you follow me on Instagram, which thank you, Love Witch. It's Honoreo on Instagram. I interview authors and tarot deck creators or oracle deck creators. I have a show called Shows Your Deck and another one called We're Booked. And we're going to have Madame Pamita talking about her second edition of Magical Tarot, which is, it used to be Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot, now it's called Magical Tarot. It has a foreword by Matt Oren. It's a beautiful blue. I really like the cover, the art that they did with the cover and everything is very nice. So, which you can get at Parlor Wonders, both editions still. There are some of the tradition because that one's not going to be printed anymore. So we will be doing something very soon and I will be announcing it. So make sure you follow me. And Madam Pamita, obviously you're already following her, but because we will be announcing something. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be I'll have the details up on my Instagram, so make sure you're following. And
yeah, we haven't picked what day we're doing yet. That's the holdup. That's why he can't tell you when it's happening. It's a mystery. You just have to follow him and pay attention.
Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting. And the reason I do this is also kind of like to for people to know if before they make a decision to buy things, right? It's kind of like, oh, who's the person who wrote it? What was on their mind? If they want to write a book, how can they write a book? Suggestions, etc. So it's very informative. It's not just about the book or plugging the book. It's really everything that goes into it, and you get to learn about the authors as well. So it's super. I made many friendships like that.
Honoreo is a great interviewer. You're a great interviewer, really. I mean, I'm saying that from the person who gets interviewed, but also watching the interview. It's very interesting. You always have interesting questions. I have to say, Honoreo is one of the most knowledgeable people I know about magic and lots of different traditions. He knows, it always astounds me that he can be so young. What are you, like 21, 22?
Yeah, sure. 18. I'm 18.
Oh, I'm sorry, I insulted you. I saying that you're 21.
It's a lighting. I'm
But
sorry.
no, really, he's so he's so young, and he
How
knows
about
so. But
now?
you really, so much about so many different magical systems, practices. I mean, he grew up in a magical family, so he has been studying his whole life. So don't let his youth and beauty make you think, oh, he's young and he's a TikTok witch that's been around for 2 years. No,
Oh yeah,
he's
I don't even use TikTok to be honest, and not to call out anybody, but I
no,
just
but No, but there's sometimes you see people and you're like, really, you're 12 and you're telling me how to do tarot reading? How do
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
What life
How to
experience do you
how
have?
to get your husband back when you're 15? No, sorry, that's not
Wait,
gonna.
that reminds me of that cult movie, that TV show that we were watching about
Oh,
the twin
the Love
flame
Has
cult.
Won. Yeah. Oh, the
No,
other
the
one. The
twin
other one.
flame
Oh
cult.
my God.
Honoreo got me started watching documentaries about cults. All of a sudden, now I'm obsessed. And I'd also never want to be involved in one, never want to lead one. That's all I'm saying. But that one, that's the Twin Flames cult, which is a crazy documentary. The guy was 20 years old and he was doing life coaching, and his friend was saying, like, how much life experience do you have
Yeah.
at 20 that you can do life coaching? They were even
Yeah.
casting some shade.
Yeah. It's crazy. And I always say
All
to
right.
people like, oh, you want to start a cult? Like, look at what the cult leaders. They always end up dead. So
No way, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give last call for tarot readings. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to put money through Venmo, PayPal, or whatever, to give that $10 per card. We'll do a tarot reading for you live here. 100% of the proceeds goes to feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in the full-scale invasion. And I'd love to feed 3 seniors, 4 seniors. It would be great. So you got 3 minutes to get that in. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. So get those in. Let's see. Any last things that we need to say before we wrap it up? What's going on? Let's talk about what's going on at the Parlor of Wonders. We've got yes, that's what I was going to talk about. The Yule box, the 12 days of Yule
Is
box.
there any
Last I checked,
left?
I think there was just like 6 left, right?
Oh,
So we made a limited number of these amazing boxes, which start on the eve of winter solstice and go through New Year's Eve. So the 12 days of Yule start on the 20th and then goes through until the
5. There's only
31st.
5 in stock.
There's only 5 in stock, and when they're gone, they're gone. We made 12 exclusive formulas of products that are only going to be available in this box. They are not going to be available through the store. So when you get this, you have some very special things. I can't tell you too much but they are supplies that you use in your magic, things that you use. These are not tools, they are supplies. Okay, that should give you a little hint. And the formulas there are only in the Yule box. And I will say that consensus has been that the scent of these things is off the chart. Everybody is like, that smells these is like, oh my gosh, this is bananas. So not bananas, like doesn't smell like bananas. Oh my gosh. I have been working since 12 noon today. So my brain is departed. Anyway, doesn't smell like bananas. It is bananas, but it's crazy. So we've gotten great feedback from the few people that have had a little sneak preview, which has been basically everybody in the shop plus a couple of guests that came into the shop, and everybody said it's amazing. So we are only making a limited number of these. It's 12 things that you can open. It is the cutest thing. Can I get the thing to show them what comes with it? I'm going to get the one thing. I can show them one thing, the card. All right. Talk to them a
The
little bit about
card.
the Yule box.
Yeah. I can't say much because it's good, very good supplies. That's all I can say, and it smells great. It's definitely we did a lot of we did a lot of research.
Okay, so
I
everybody
just spoiled
gets
everything. I'm kidding.
Oh, you told them everything that's coming. So
No.
12 items come with it. You open one each day starting on December 20th, which is the eve of winter solstice. Each day, you not only open the package number 1 for the first day, package number 2, second day, but you also get this, which tells you, welcome to the 12 days of Yule. Start on December 20th, open the present marked 1 and scratch off the day 1 scratcher to, you know whose idea this was? Oh, Nereo's idea. Scratch off the day 1 scratcher to reveal a QR code and a URL for a little 5 to 7 minute video explaining some Yule lore and how to use your special product. Follow with day 2 the next day and so on. Open one package and scratch off one video each day. There's no package for day 12 because your gift is virtual. So all you do on day 12 is scratch that. Happy Yule. What a fun thing to do. Scratchers, exclusive little segment videos that you can enjoy. And not to toot my own horn, but Onoreo, who knows everything about magic, watched all 12 videos, right?
I did. I was going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say that the videos are really, really, it's not just explaining what you got that day. It's really, it gives you a lot of information, very interesting information about tradition, you know, this holiday
Yule
traditions, I should say,
yeah.
you know, so really, really good. It's a great product. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a really fun
Honoreo
way to treat
approved.
yourself or the special, the important witchy friends in your life. You might want to get one from them. It's 180, just the product alone is $180 value. You're getting it for $100 plus priceless. All those 12 lessons, those 12 little videos that you can watch and enjoy to like get a little, just a little something. Oh, I opened this thing. What do I do with it? Oh, I get some ideas and I also get some Yule lore. So it's a lot of fun. All right, everybody. I think that's it for everyone. Oh, we got to see who won. Yeah.
No,
talk about what?
Also talk about handcrafted, like really handcrafted by witches. This stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So the product in there is witchcrafted. Is witchcrafted by us at the Parlor Wonders. There's nothing that was made outside. It's all us, right? I think everything in there is made by us. Yeah. So right, let's see who won. Did anyone even buy anything? Oh, we did get a winner. Billy, you are the winner. Congratulations, Billy. Oh my gosh. You guys. Happy congratulations to you, Billy. You get sacred crystals. This is awesome. We'll add this to your box. Thank you, everyone who came and joined us. We'll be doing this next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, a little bit earlier. We did it later because we had First Sunday Witchcraft Workshop right before. But now we're going to be doing it right after the live magic Q&A for the rest of the month. We'll be doing this. We're only going to be doing this for 2 more weeks, and then we have 2 weeks off. I think it's 2 more weeks, right? Yeah, 2 more weeks, and then we have the week off. Yeah, congratulations, Billy. You're so welcome. Billy's got this dialed in. Billy already like made her list of what she was going to buy. As soon as she saw it on the Coven thing, she's like, okay, I'm going to buy that. And she put it in her basket and she did it. And look at that. The early bird gets the worm. So next week, we'll be doing it at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, right after the live magic Q&A tea party. We'll be doing a fundraiser. We'll be doing a flash sale. We'll be doing a giveaway. We'll be doing all the things. So hopefully you'll join us there. We will not be doing any of this stuff on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, which is the last 2 Sundays of the month. But we'll be doing it up until then. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, everyone. I want to say a special thank you to Billy and John Paul and Irmid for getting readings today and donating to seniors in Ukraine. You guys are amazing. This is such good karma, good energy that you're putting out there into the world, loving and caring energy. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to add a few bucks to bump it up to at least 3. And then we'll have those seniors that we help. So thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, Onoreo, for joining me. Thank you, Love Witch, for doing all the stuff in the background. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Love Witch. I won't be in the shop tomorrow. I know. And I have these here, so we'll be putting these together on Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, you guys. Have a great evening, everyone. Happy Sunday, and we'll see you next week here for this. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.